Today I am giving a persuasive speech, but for my online audience, I'm not going to tell you right away what I am going to be persuading you to do. But I want everyone to imagine that it's 7 o'clock in the morning and the family is waking up. While Dad's in the shower and the kids are getting ready for school, Mom is in the kitchen making breakfast and packing school lunches. When all is finished, Dad heads off to work, kids get on the bus, and Mom stays home and cleans all day. Is this how families are still today? I think I can answer for most people watching this speech, and the answer is no. American families have changed so much, from single-parent families and interracial families to women going to work and extended families. So why is it that we still shun families with two parents of the same sex? That's right, my topic is gay adoption. Before my speech, I had my audience write down whether they believe that gay adoption should be legal or illegal. We had 10 people say it should be legal, and only one person say it should not be. My family adopted 3 little kids a year ago on the 17th. November 17th, 2007 was National Adoption Day. On that Saturday, the courthouse, which was normally closed being a Saturday, was filled with families waiting to adopt their new children. That day, there was a little boy waiting to be adopted by his foster mom and mom. However, because of the laws on gay adoption, he was only allowed to be adopted by one mom that day. To help me persuade you to believe that gays should be allowed to adopt is Kara Cullum, a lawyer in California who wrote the article, Gays and Lesbians Should Be Allowed to Adopt. MTV, who did a show on parents of the same sex, some of you may have seen it, True Life, I Have Gay Parents, and the American Civil Liberties Union, just to give me a few facts. I first want to mention that our country has come a long way when it comes to letting a non-traditional family adopt. At first, only families consisted of wealthy, white, married men and women with no children of their own were allowed to adopt. And according to the American Civil Liberties Union, just within the past few years, adoption agencies have started to let minorities, elderly, and families with children, single-parent families, families with a broad range of socioeconomic status, and individuals with physical disabilities adopt. If public and private adoption agencies think that these types of families can raise a child, why do they think that 2 females or 2 males cannot? There are many myths about children who are raised with gay and lesbian parents, including but not limited to lesbian women and gay men are more likely to molest children. Children raised by gay or lesbian parents will be more exposed to harassment and will be rejected by their peers. And children with gay or lesbian parents are more likely to grow up to be gay themselves. In one study conducted, only 2 cases of the 296 cases looked at had a gay or lesbian sexual offender. 90% of child abuse cases were committed by a heterosexual male. The only evidence there is about children growing up with gay parents is they're more open to diversity. And yes, some may grow up to be gay, but it is obvious that children with heterosexual parents do not always grow up to be straight. With all of these myths flying through the air, many people do not want children put into the homes of gays and lesbians. But without these homes, many children will go without a home at all. Gays and lesbians are going to become parents one way or another if they really want to. Why not let them take in a child that would otherwise not have a loving, caring home? As in my story earlier about the little boy being adopted by only one of his foster moms, the state felt that it was a fit home for him to be raised in at the moment. They felt that these 2 ladies would do a good job of raising him, so why can they not adopt him together? There was an estimated 100,000 children in foster care in 2005. Of that 100,000, only 20,000 were adopted, including those adopted by single parents. As Kara Cullum explains, when gays and lesbians adopt, only one parent adopts, the other has no legal ties to that child at all. It's called single-parent adoption or co-parent adoption. Adoption agencies know that the lack of parents willing to adopt is a big problem, and they started to try and fix this when they started letting single parents adopt. However, some states will not let openly gays and lesbians adopt. About 10% or 25% of the nation's population is homosexual. According to Kara Cullum, many gays and lesbians are not open about their family structure in fear of discrimination and or fear of losing the rights to their children. Although many gays and lesbians are not open about it, there's an estimated 2 million plus homosexual parents and about 6 million children being raised by them. Although 22 states have allowed gays and lesbians to adopt, the rest are still considering bans of homosexuals from adopting children. These states are considering this even though there is no evidence that homosexuals are unfit to raise children. Good parenting does not come from one's sexual orientation, but from the ability to care, love, and provide a good, nurturing home. On one episode of MTV's reality series True Life, the crew interviewed teens that live with gay parents. Episode 23, True Life, I Have Gay Parents, followed 3 teens showing to see how living with gay parents might affect their personal lives. Aiden is one of the teens who has 2 mothers. She wanted to become a drum major at school, but because of the fact that she lives with lesbians, she was in fear that she would not get the position. Despite the fact that she lives with lesbians, she did get drum major. And as of 4 months after she got the position, there had been no members leaving the band in protest. This story goes to show that while living with gay parents, some questions may arise, but in the end, the student should not be held responsible for the environment in which she grew up. Another child, Hope, who is also documented, grew up with 2 gay fathers. She was brought up in a Christian home and was going to a Christian college. Although she was not homosexual herself, she wanted to get a tattoo representing the Gay Alliance. Neither of her fathers wanted this in fear that she would be rejected by her peers at college. But growing up with gay parents, Hope says that she knows what it's like to not be accepted for who you are, and hopes that someday people will change the way they look at the non-typical family. The last child to be followed, Cooper, grew up with 2 gay moms. They used artificial insemination to conceive Cooper. And although Cooper loves both of his parents very much, he doesn't feel ashamed to have grown up with lesbians. He had a void of not having a father his whole life, so after 19 years he contacted him. And after just a few minutes of small talk, the void was put away. He no longer felt empty inside, and the mystery of not having a father was put away. Cooper mentions that a family is people who care about you, know you, and have lived with you. That's what makes a family. Mentioned are 3 real-life examples of children who have grown up with homosexual parents, and real proof that it may, in some cases, cause problems, but if society makes it a more common thing, it will no longer be looked at as odd. It will start to evolve just as interracial families have, or as mothers now in the work field have. I do not believe that gay adoption will ever be accepted worldwide by every person, as there are still people against interracial families. There will always be people who are just not susceptible to change. Here I have just some little examples. This here says, being gay is normal. It is not a nasty disease or some weird stage people go through, and it is definitely nothing to be discriminated against. Here I have a little cartoon that says, hey guys, it's me, 1993. Sorry I'm late, but I'm here to take back my ban on gay clubs. Which pretty much is just saying in 15 years we might look back and say, why can't they adopt it? It's not a big deal. Here are just 2 symbols of the Gay-Straight Alliance. This here I probably should have made a little bigger. And the purple is where gay adoption is allowed. In the pink, which is only like 2 areas, stepchild adoption is allowed. In the red, gay adoption is illegal. And in the gray, which makes up most of the map, is either unknown or they are ambiguous. And here's a little cartoon about when gay couples try to adopt a highway. He says, we know you'll keep it clean of litter and make sure it's legal and make sure its lights always work, but we're afraid you'll change its direction, which is just saying, kind of like the myth earlier about they'll grow up to be gay, which is not really true. But as a homosexual, it's hard enough to live daily life, going to work, school, the grocery store, and meeting new people. But when it comes to starting a family, it may feel as if the whole process starts over. With no evidence that gays and lesbians are unfit to raise a child, why is our country so opposed to it? America is supposed to be the land of the free, not the land of the heterosexually free. Thank you.